Back again, guys, in the Goon Station, in the Goon Gym. What should we call it? We should have an intro.
The gym home.
In the gym home, in the Goon home, okay? In the Goon home, in the gym home, guys, in the gym home. Okay, we're done. We're moving on.
We're extra cozy.
You are. I'm not. I don't get comfortable. I never allow myself to be comfortable where I'm at because that's what a weak person does, okay? I sleep with one eye open, okay? Jocko Willink taught me that, okay? Is it too much? Too on the nose?
Yeah, nobody cares about Jocko Willink
Anymore.
anymore.
They do. I still hear people say, look me in the eye and say, good. Okay? It still happens to me. Anyways.
Because you're doing it.
We're talking about gym storage principles. How educated of us to be going into such a, how scholarly of us to be delving into this topic. Okay, this is basic shit, guys. Okay, have whatever space you occupy, have some goddamn semblance of organization, please. So we're gonna apply this to the gym. But I actually, the main storage solution we're going to talk about is an item that I first got just because I lived in a very tiny, even smaller than this, believe it or not. Basically lived in one of those Chinese closets. Okay,
what?
I'm kidding. I was basically living in one of them like closets you see in New York City. I'm kidding. But believe it or not, I had a place smaller than this, and I lived in a much smaller spot, and I had a solution then, a storage solution that I still hold to this day, and it actually came in very handy for the gym as well. And that storage solution is tool chests, okay? I think very understated piece of furniture, piece of equipment, whatever you want to call it. The reason I went with it is when I was living in even smaller place than I was now, I needed something to store my clothes. I needed something to store the few tools I had and I was in school then, the few school supplies I had, and just I needed some kind of organization in my life, just to be, make my mind a little bit less cluttered. And the solution I had was I didn't have the room to let's go to IKEA and get like a shitty dresser for this, and then I wanted just all-in-one, something I could move around from place to place if I moved easily. I ended up going with the Craftsman tool chest. I think I spent like $500, and I used just one of those cartoonish red, big-ass tool chests.
It was very Bob the Builder.
It was very Bob the Builder-esque. It worked very well to just delineate things in your life.
And if you would have gotten that same size in like a dresser, it would have been way worse quality, and you probably would have spent more.
I would have fucking thrown that thing away after a year.
Yeah, and it would have been way more expensive.
And it came with, all these tool chests come with wheels. They're easy to move around your space. I think they honestly, the red wasn't the choice to go with. But the one we have now, I think it fits the space well, and it's just multifunctional.
But the red one, you sold it for close to what you bought it for.
That's another thing I think we should mention. That's a good point, is that most furniture, when you sell, prepare to take a 90% loss. I want to say I sold it for like $400.
You did, yeah.
It was something like that. So I maybe lost $100. And like I said, we'll talk about how tool chests can be used. I know that was long-winded. How tool chests are a good option for the gym. How your squat rack, if you're creative enough with it, it can be used to kind of, it can be used to organize your space more. Then we'll talk about our wall control we have and just organization on the walls. And then we'll get to the big boy here, the megalith storage solution we came up with, which has worked out incredibly well for us. Let's go look at the tool chest, okay? So we're not gonna get all up in my guts here, but I think if you just take a quick glance at, this is the Husky tool chest like you get at Home Depot. Look at the price and then go look at some high quality furniture and you tell me, like, this is the option to go with for the money. Where was I?
Tell us about what you have in the drawers. I thought it was cute. I was talking, you mentioned the John Wick drawer.
No. So yeah, the tool chest. The tool chest is an understated gym organizational thing. Like we keep our Iron Master seat in here. Some other random shit. The cup.
I don't think you should show that.
Yeah. All types of things you might need in the gym. Okay. So it really comes in handy whenever you need that like junk drawer space. We got our vacuum in here. Okay. See how you can use it for. It's a good multi-use storage system.
And it's so good for plugging a bunch of stuff in. I don't know.
At least on this one, yeah, we can. We got all of our gizmos in there. Extra bolts, things like that for your gym, carabiners. But anyways, it's just a good mass storage system that you can use as a desk when you need to. It's on wheels. If you're like us and you're in an apartment, when you're eventually going to move, it's easy to move without taking. You don't want to take all this shit out of there. You can just wheel it right on out. You can also just move it around the place if you need to. And then when we do get a house, it's going to go into the garage and it's going to be useful for whatever it is in the garage. So don't overlook, like, don't think about gym storage as it's got to be a piece of gym equipment for me to store my stuff. Break out of that box, okay? Break out of the mold. I was using these to store my freaking clothes in, okay? And it was perfect. And I still do. I still got one of these even bigger in my bedroom that we put all of our clothes in. And it's a great organizational tool. We'll talk about, let's come over to the squat rack. So, how you can use your, everyone can see I've got no notes on this.
Yeah, do you want to tell people what's written on there? Because I can see about 3 words.
No, so, how your squat rack can be kind of used for implementing storage. Like you can kind of see what we've done here. We've integrated, some uprights to our squat rack. And I think that kind of helps make a seamless transition from, it's a bit more, you conform it to your space more. I think if you go with, whatever you do when it comes to your squat rack, whatever brand you go with, I don't care. I just care that I think you just need to go with 3x3 if you're in the United States, and you need to get the 1-inch hole or you need to get the 5/8 inch hole or whatever it is. The 2 standard ones they're using right now. And I say that because whenever you start getting attachments for it, you're going to want to start having places to store on them. And many of them, like, we've got the Pritchett pad over here. We've got the Rogue dip. What do you call that? I don't know. One of the Rogue dip things. But like the issue is that they attach to these holes, but you can also use them to store on, like, if you have extra upright posts. So I just grabbed a few upright posts from Rep and added them on, and you can see how you can, if you do it right, you can kind of expand your squat rack into part of like an integrated storage system, which a lot of companies even sell these together now. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Just get in it. Like, I've even seen people, they just put like an upright like somewhere in their gym, and they have like a bunch of shit like attached to it. Like they just have a couple uprights here and there, and they just throw shit on it. And yeah, these are really versatile when it comes to storage. So just grab a couple extra of these, string them along to your, connect them to your squat rack if you want, or just connect them to your walls. And I think that's good. We talk too much. Hopefully we can get it all out of there. Like these uprights are really useful for especially like awkward pieces of gym equipment. Like we got the Pritchett pad here, which maybe we'll do a review on that later. Like I actually was surprised by how good that thing was. I thought I was going to be kind of disappointed in it, but I was going to give it a shot anyways. And I use this like every week. Really good piece of equipment, but it's weird to store. But if you have an upright, you can just kind of, you can find that it just, I just attach it to one of the uprights. And it's little things like that, like the uprights just allow you to just kind of throw things on here and there that otherwise, I don't know how you would store the Pritchett pad. Like you would just like probably put it somewhere on your rack permanently. Yeah. Or you'd have it awkwardly laying in like a corner. Yeah, it's very awkward. The uprights are a good solution. Okay, Wall storage. Wall storage. This is a simple one. Like whether you got a gym or not, just get like a pegboard or something.
Yeah.
We go with the wall control just because we've got these heavy pieces of equipment on there, and I don't want it ripping
It looks
out of
good,
the wall and then like breaking my toe. But yeah, I think they look good too. Okay. But yeah, so it's just a good. This is obvious. Probably everybody knows this by now, but had to throw it in there. If you don't know, get a pegboard, get something to hang your gym equipment off of.
And all your other stuff.
Yeah, your
Pots and pans.
your pots and pans, you know, whatever you're into. Okay, but yeah, okay, the last one. Last thing is just kind of be creative with your storage stuff. Kind of like we were saying with the tool chest. Just because it's not a gym dedicated storage solution doesn't mean you can't use it. It's kind of what I did with this storage solution is I just wanted a mass storage, and back then you kind of had to go. There wasn't as many options, so this ended up being around the same price probably if I had just bought like one of the Rogue mass storage systems or the. But anyways, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, if you know, especially if you're going to stick with like the 1-inch hole attachments or the 5/8, just go with the uprights like we did here. I needed, as my gym got bigger, I just need to have like a mass storage solution. I used to have the Titan one. I had like a Titan mass storage system for a little while. That was my first way to kind of throw everything onto, and that was good, but we just outgrew it. And I needed something, it was getting a little bit unstable, and I needed something sturdier. Like this thing's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I wanted something that I felt like if I ever wanted to, I could take these uprights off and make a squat rack. And that was kind of my thinking was I wanted to make something that would store my stuff, but like if I wanted to later expand, you know, whenever we get a house, you know, like maybe I could turn it into a squat rack or whatever I needed it to be, I could. It doesn't just have to be one thing. But it does one thing really well, and that's just hold a lot of shit on it, a lot of heavy stuff. I just went with the Rep uprights. I went with the Frey Fitness storage shelves when they were on sale. And then we have like these Rogue foot pieces or whatever so that it doesn't tip over. I got those at like a garage sale. And yeah, it's just kind of a Frankenstein shelf, but like it does.
It's so good because it's so long. It's like single row storage. You know, you're not like trying to reach around and get stuff behind there.
And like this allows you to do stuff like put your freaking TV and your PS5 on it. Like we don't have the room here, so we have to let the gym bleed into the rest of our lives. And that's why we have the tool chest, and that's why we have this Frankenstein storage system. Because like I can have my gym stuff, but then I can put the TV in there. I've got the chest, so like I can store my tools in there. I can work on that, but it's also got like gym stuff. Okay, so we're not saying anything crazy in this. It's just I just wanted to give some people some maybe think outside the box with your gym storage, and those are just a few little tips to kind of organize your space more. And yeah, that's it.